So good morning. Welcome to the Journey Midweek Connection. I'm Dennis. I'm the men's pastor here at Journey Church, and it's great to be here this morning with you. So I don't know about you, but as I read Scripture, I find myself completely baffled by the level of disbelief the Israelites have. I'm going through the Old Testament right now, and I wonder, how can it be possible for the Israelites to see so many amazing miracles done by God over and over again, only to cower in fear when the next challenge or threat arises? It's uncanny to me. An example of this, as I've been reading, is in Numbers 13 and 14. And Moses selects a leader from each one of the tribes of Israel and sends them to go check out and explore Canaan, the promised land. They're finally going to go check it out. And so they spend the next 40 days doing just that, exploring the land, going through, checking it all out. And they even brought back some fruit. They cut down a grapevine and brought it back. And so they come back and they're reporting to Moses, and the whole community, everybody's gathered like, what is it? Is it everything God said it would be? And they said, yes, indeed, this is the land flowing with milk and honey, just like God described it. And everything seemed to be going pretty well for a minute, and that is where the but comes in, right? But the people who live there are very powerful. The cities are fortified and very large. There are Amalekites and Hittites and Jebusites and Amorites and giants are living there. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my, right? Like, this seems to be the mentality of what's going on. And Caleb's like hearing all this going, man, put a cork in it, guys. Like, what are you talking about? And he tells Moses, man, don't listen to that. We need to go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it. He was ready to go get it. Unfortunately, Caleb's confidence was not enough to snap the other leaders out of it, and they just continued their tale of woe. And what ended up happening there, the fear of those leaders infected the entire nation of Israel and caused them to fear and doubt God. It caused them to not believe. So God was not pleased about this, to say the least, and because of this, he put all those leaders, except for Caleb and Joshua, to death. He let Joshua and Caleb live because they believed him, and they were trying to encourage the people. Not only that, an entire generation of people who God brought out of Egypt would never see the promised land because of what these leaders had done, and because of the sin that they had and the way they sinned against God. So the story there is the fear of a few. Remember, there was 10 of these guys. The fear of a few caused an entire nation to stumble and miss out on God's promised inheritance. But God didn't forget about Caleb's courage. He said, but because my servant Caleb has a different spirit and follows me wholeheartedly, I will bring him into the land he went to, and his descendants will inherit it. You see, Caleb did not cower in fear because he did not doubt God. He trusted God, and he trusted God unconditionally. And he's like, let's go get it. So how about us? Are we like the Israelites, easily crippled in fear, by fear and disbelief? Forgetting all the miracles God has already performed in our lives and in the lives of others? Never getting to experience all that God promises because we don't trust him. We don't fully trust him, not really trust him. Do we cause those in our fear of influence to live in fear also? Do we cause them to stumble? Do we cause them to be held back? Or instead, are we going to be like Caleb, not having a spirit of fear, but instead courageously believing and trusting God and following him wholeheartedly? Man, let's be like Caleb, refusing to live in fear and disbelief, but instead trusting God unconditionally, believing all his promises are true, following him with our whole heart, and encouraging others to do the same. Be strong and courageous today. Have a good one.